Very, very good morning to you. It's 7 o'clock on this Friday, the 4th of May. Some breaking news this morning. Roads have been blocked at Eldorado Park south of Johannesburg this morning as protest action in the area continues. The Golden Highway has been blocked off with burning tyres and cars that are being diverted to use alternative routes. Disgruntled residents are demanding housing stands which were promised by former Human Settlements MEC Paul Mashatile. Attempts to resolve the situation in several townships failed yesterday when community leaders walked out of a meeting with Gauteng Human Settlements MEC Uhuru Moiloa. Let's get a response now from the MEC who joins us on the line. We tried to talk to him a bit earlier. Unfortunately, it was a very bad line. Seems to be a lot better now. MEC, I imagine that you've been watching the events unfolding in the Eldorado Park area this morning. What is your response to all of this?
Good morning, Leanne. It's very unfortunate that the guys have decided to go back to the streets. We met with everybody yesterday, and my assessment was that despite the fact that there were a group from the entire groups that we met about 40 people there that claim to be representing the community, and I think they are, right? So there were about 5 guys representatives from Eldorado Park that were unhappy from the beginning when we were giving the report. And in the middle of the meeting, they walked out. But by the end of the meeting, 2 of them came back to the meeting. Now, you never know exactly who are you talking to in this kind of situations. We had agreed yesterday, and they even gave me the date. I wanted to go to Eldorado Park today. They said, no, you don't come today. We have set up a date on the 12th of May at Eldorado Park. And I've reported to the Premier and said the entire government needs to send to Eldorado Park so that we can give reports around education, around safety, around human settlements, around bulk infrastructure development, and everything else that they've raised in the trip yesterday with the mayor of Johannesburg. I've talked to Mayor Mashaba last night. We are setting up a process of going to Eldorado Park. Now, I don't understand why people have gone back to the streets this morning, quite frankly.
Yeah. MEC, what some of the community members who we've spoken to this morning have told us, firstly, that you as an MEC being in the position for 4 weeks were unqualified to go and meet with them, purely on the grounds that for the last 23 years there's been absolutely no development in Eldorado Park besides a police station that's been built. The housing hasn't been fixed, the infrastructure has not been fixed. It's become somewhat of a forgotten community, and that I'm just referring to Eldorado Park. I'm not talking about the other communities. The leader said he did get up and walk out because you weren't offering them anything new. Now, you can understand that, can't you? I mean, unless you know of development that we don't know about.
Len, we are not developing Eldorado Park as Eldorado Park. We are developing a community around the south, which includes Eldorado Park, which includes Freedom Park, which includes Finetown, which includes Klipspruit, which includes Kliptown, which includes the entire deep south. This is what we're planning for. This mega human settlement that the Premier is talking about and these projects are unfolding is about solving the whole problem around the deep south. Now, we've secured land. That land is owned by the province, is owned by the city, and there's a private sector owned land there. The plans are almost complete. There is a business plan that has been completed. As I talk to you, it's before the mayor. The mayor is considering it, and we'll be going back there a solid program of action as to when development is going to begin to take place there. This is the function of planning. Now, we were explaining to them what are we doing about their grievances. And then, of course, 5, 6 guys dropped out of the meeting, but the meeting continued. And I said I wanted to come back to report to the community, and those that remained, and the majority of those that remained, about 95% of them said, we don't want you to come tomorrow. We want to organize proper so that you bring the mayor. And I said, oh, great, I'll bring the mayor. I've talked to the mayor, and we're prepared to bring the report back to the people of Eldorado Park at Eldorado Park Stadium on the 12th. This is the date that they've set. But if they want me to come today, tomorrow, I'm ready to go to Eldorado Park anytime, to give them same reports that I've given to everybody that remains in the meeting.
So you're putting that on the record that at any time they call you, you will go to Eldorado Park. We do know that on the 12th of May that there is going to be a community meeting. And will you be at that meeting, firstly? And the other part to this question is we've heard threats from the community that they are going to continue protesting until the 12th of May. Perhaps you can go there earlier and address these protesters and speak to their demands.
Now, you see, I need to know exactly who is leading the community in Eldorado Park, right? Because there were people that remained from Eldorado Park yesterday. There are those 5 guys that left. And at the end of the meeting, 2 of them came back, right, and said that, you know, we are just emotional and of course you've got anxiety and you must understand our intentions. And I said, I share your pain. I am with you with regard to your friends, but let's work together to solve the problem. Now, there are other guys that stormed out of the meeting. They are feeling the violence again. So you never know exactly who are you talking to that legitimately represent the community. I said to Griselda yesterday, you know, I'm prepared to go to Eldorado Park anytime, even tonight. I'm prepared to go there and talk to whatever group feels agreed so that we can set a motion in place to talk to each other. At the end of the day, the protest in the streets, yes, sure, it's a statement, but it should not be an absolute. I am already, they don't have a reluctant MEC who's not prepared to talk to them. So, they are called. If I should go, they should go. It's probably just now. I'll try to Eldorado Park and see exactly who should I talk to. But I need to know exactly who is representing the communities there now.
Yeah. All right, MEC, we're going to leave it there, but just one of the responses from our viewers who lives in Eldorado Park says you're talking about a development in the area that is underway or that's going to get underway and preparations are being made. What development are you referring to? Because members there in the community are saying that you are not talking the truth. There is no development there. There is no such development happening.
There's 30,000 houses that are being planned around Eldorado Park.
So they're being planned, not built yet. What is the delay? What is the, MEC, what is the delay? 23 years, no development. And I know you've only been in this position for 4 weeks. It's unfortunate you have to answer these questions. I know promises have been made, but promises anger a community when they are not fulfilled. So you say there are plans in place. Where are these houses? When can they be built? What are the timelines?
As I stand to you, by end of May, the report on what is going to happen is going to be handed over to the office of the mayor of the city of Joburg. Right? As I talk to you, this is what we were explaining to the community yesterday, and I think we need to understand and agree that development is a process of planning. There has to be environmental impact assessment. There has to be land availability agreement, and everything else that should enable me as the head of settlement to put the first house there. I'm not alone. The city is also involved, and I think they've got to get the mayor also responsible for this because delays actually happen with planning at municipal level because the land is co-owned by the municipality and the province and private sector. So that process is unfolding, and I think we should just talk with each other, and people will understand that development is sure coming into Eldorado Park and the surrounding areas.
Okay, all right. MEC, we really do appreciate your time and your response here on the program. Thanks very, very much. MEC Uhuru Moiloa talking to us on the situation in Eldorado Park. Remember, our reporter Griselda Lewis is there. We'll cross to her again just to find out more on the situation. But let's move on to other news now.